even seasons back.
Yeah.
Because it's just one of those picks for him.
Yeah. There is an edit somewhere with Kagura's face gone, and it's just Aqua's face. Along with Kagura's hair, dress, and everything. So yes, that has happened.
I'm gonna have to find that.
Yeah, you should. It's actually pretty funny. The problem is, though, Apbr is overloaded with magical.
Yep.
That they're... Oh, wait, no, it's James Banks. They might be shoehorning this Uranus in the jungle instead, because in terms of the physical damage, they're gonna need it to come from either the EXP or jungle. Your best physical damage junglers are gone unless you're gonna show us something completely different here. So I think this is already a Uranus jungle.
Yeah, that's an angle that we could look onto, as long as it's not the Lucas, honestly.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I think Apbr are even considering that option open.
The Lucas?
They might swerve and just pick up a Lucas jungle again.
Please no.
How do we feel about Lucas overall?
Very meh.
Just meh, right? Like, I mean, I remember seeing him yesterday.
What's
and I was
the
just
Gen Z term? Mid?
Yeah, it's very mid.
He's very mid, yeah. You would know, you're Gen Z.
Yeah, it's very mid.
Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment. But not putting down the Lucas here for Apbr, but I do feel like they could stick to the ranged jungle. But the Lucas, it's kind of tricky because it's already a Yisun Shin and a Farsa here. So you'll be having a hard time onto the contesting the jungle. But meanwhile, for Apbr, they could still go onto the pathway of a Gatatkacha if ever here for X-Nova.
Yeah.
Or even the Badang. But the question mark is still, what's the hero for James Banks? Are they sticking their guns onto the Uranus?
That might be the best option to go for here, unless they're really willing to surprise with a different jungle pick. If they end up going for like a tanky fighter jungler, that's already too much utility. You're going to be just playing around that Harith. I think Falcon should take out the Gatatkacha at this point. Would slot in very well as a roam. That would mean 4 magic damage dealers and even more pressure for Lord JM to show up with a really good game here. What assassin are Apbr considering here? Because even if they go Joy, again, that's an overload of magic, like irresponsibly so. And now it's bad. And now Apbr is like laughing. It's like, okay, was that part of the plan? Were they baiting it out?
Yeah.
They might be showing something new here.
Maybe, because even Coach Jeff and Shizu smiled. And he's a man that doesn't smile that often. And now for Apbr, options here for X-Nova still sticking on to the comfort. The Jawhead actually is open if you want that instant pick off. Or you could go still for the Kufra here for X-Nova. Hero is not a problem for him, especially coming from a global ban setup from MDL.
Yeah.
So they could still flex up until the end.
There it is, the Gatatkacha. You mentioned this earlier, Athena.
Yeah.
So they go to the Gatatkacha. This is also then leaves us to wonder if that Uranus is truly going to be flexed or not in the late, they're the last pick here for them. We're still going to assume that we're just waiting to see the jungler pick though for Apbr based on what we see here. Well, and so for Team Falcons, they still need their XP and gold.
So many options for it, surprisingly.
Yeah.
You still have the Lapu, CC, Arlot.
Phoveus.
They didn't even try to limit his heroes.
I think the Phoveus would be good because you get the Harith there too.
Yeah.
So
Big matchups here, and this will determine the picture of the draft, especially their team fighting. They go for the CC.
CC and the
Lunox.
Oh, okay, Lunox go. They go magic for magic. I think they're acknowledging that Apbr is going to have an overloaded magic damage and that this jungle Uranus might actually be the most likely outcome. Lord JM should just end up picking a Lapu Lapu or a Phoveus here. Would slot in very well. Unless they're going to surprise.
Maybe.
Unless this is an EXP Uranus and then we're waiting for a surprise jungle pick from James Banks.
Maybe, because... But by the way, so far, we've only seen the Lunox onto 2 gold laners, right? That's Kelra and Oheb. So Super Mario is going to be the 3rd Lunox user this season. And it really fits perfectly if ever we stick to the Uranus jungle here for Apbr.
Are they going to go like Hanzo or Ling?
Or maybe they're changing it. Yeah.
Suyo
with
debut.
With the Lunox Gold and the Farsa mid?
Wait, Suyo debut here for MPL. Oh yeah, I'm confused with MDL. Sorry guys.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, we did get to see it in MPL. This is risky. Okay, they have one main source of physical damage in the Suyo jungle. They have 4 magic damage dealers. But then, I think Falcons might have won the trade here, considering that they put the Lunox in the gold lane now so that there is a significant amount of magic damage. That doesn't mean it's a sure win for Falcons, because as James Banks were talking about, and I am not turning off the possibility that X-Nova will land unbreakable after unbreakable, and suddenly we'll see the man with a million moves with a marquee game.
It's all about mechanics and execution here for our third and final game of our match number 1. Only one can move forward and end this week strong and finally with a smile. After multiple losing streaks here onto Mpl Philippines, and now we're heading on onto our third game.
It's going to be an interesting one. I think this is poetic, though, for both these teams. Facing their losing streaks, they have to go to a Game 3 to end that here. One will move on forward. Feeling a little bit better to close out week 3, and one will still feel that they're trying to, dig down and find something out here. Whoa, early on.
X-Nova
taking a couple shots. By the way, he's got Vengeance. Not the typical Revitalize we're used to seeing.
Yeah, considering that he is one of the biggest threats to him will be that YSS, and that when that Vengeance is up, Lord JM even has Vengeance. So those options, those choices for the Battles Plus actually mitigate what KyleTzy can bring here to the table, making him more of a little bit of a utility YSS, just playing around his Mountain Chakras more often, with KyleTzy really being very picky of when he's going to go for a full commit. That should still be okay for them, again, considering that they're playing around the Lunox in the gold lane for Falcons, but that means that's more pressure for Ferds to show up.
And you're right. Now for Team Falcons, actually, they're kind of not familiar with this lineup here for Apbr, which is why the Suyi is very important here for Apbr to somehow maximize those early flashy moves as well. And for Team Falcons, this is the reaction that we're expecting.
They get the flicker out from Aqua, so that's just with a little title strike there. So, some of these battle spells going out. Super Marco also had to burn his. Shizu was definitely putting on the pressure up there in the gold lane matchup here. So no one going down to the first blood, but the turtle is about to come up here.
And now, even Apbr is trying to get intel. Whether Team Falcons is going head on, placing themselves onto the RBM or right bush mid. And for Ogwin as well, catching X-Nova here. Might be a contest here. But James Banks still hiding onto the bushes.
Oh, there you go. X-Nova just zoning out KyleTzy, though. Turtle is going to be taken forward. X-Nova trying to buy time. It goes down by Ferds. And now James Banks will get the turtle. I think they disengage from here. Not sure if Team Falcons will get any more. So they go trade things out there.
Okay, too much was handed out here for Team Falcons. But so far, that's still a turtle here for James Banks.
Yeah, good standard zone out by Apbr. Oh, View finding Aqua. Wow. Interplay with Ogun at the center of the map. So Falcons are getting kills. However, they are getting zoned out into major objective team fights. As long as Falcons can keep trading, Apbr can keep getting turtles. That's going to have to be the trade that Falcons will have to play around. Because, again, the 2 Vengeances that KyleTzy has to face every time makes him think twice. He did make the most out of his trace list in the last team fight, but that can only happen so much.
Yeah, you could only do so much with that pick-off here for Team Falcons. Pick-off.
Ogwin jumping in. He's going to be taken out by James Banks instead. AOG right there. KyleTzy trying to get away, but he won't be able to. X-Nova jumps in. Now they go in for the jungle. View getting slammed down. He can't get away from that. Now Lord JM forcing Ferds back. Ogwin now trying to help him out, joining the fight. They want to go ahead and just take this. Lord JM takes a couple turret shots, but he's tanky enough on the Uranus, and they might be able to get this orange buff unless KyleTzy lines up the shot and he'll secure it.
But still, it happened the way that you expected it, Renmar, with KyleTzy having a hard time onto team fights against Apbr.
Yeah, you got 2 beefy dudes who can just walk up to your jungle, take all the damage, and not care about it. So Apbr, you're going to have to watch out for more rotations like that. Falcons, it's a good thing that KyleTzy was able to charge up the Blood Floods just in time, so that once he got in range and the animation was just about to wear off, he let it go and eventually still got his orange buff. That was massive for Falcons. Good timing by KyleTzy.
And now we have to somehow see some contest here onto the second turtle of the game. as few places himself. Not much of an HP left though. Xnova and Lord JM guarding over on whoever will come forward here from Team Falcons. There's a taunt, but still we're waiting onto what's going to be the action plan here for Team Falcons. Owen moving forward, spotting Lord JM.
Owen's jumping in too. It's Lord JM and Xnova. Who are they going to pull the trigger on? Owen already going forward again. Few will be able to get the stun. Xnova taking the brunt of the damage, has to pop the vengeance himself, and now they're going to back off, but James Panks gets the turtle. Brilliant's going to be used. Feathered Airstrike going to be dropped down, and it's members of AP Bren on the disengage. They gave up Xnova, but they got the second turtle.
Okay, that's going to be a kill over a turtle again, Renmar.
Yep.
What's the advantage here for Team Falcons if they getting kills over those objectives?
Well, if they keep getting kills on the roam and the EXP, that means that opens up a part of the map elsewhere. Case in point, look at topside. Now you see Shizu having to play back, but Aqua found Kyle TZ. The veteran moves of the ex-Raider.
Top lane.
They're going up top. Few flickering out. They're going to go catch him into the sandwich as Few is gone. And now Ogun on the run, but it's multiple members of AP Bren come crashing down, and they'll take out another. So it doesn't matter because right now AP Bren just got a whole lot of top.
Yeah, you get kills over objectives, but we can do it better. That's the game plan here for AP Bren.
Yeah, and that was all Aqua, not gonna lie. Him being able to find Kyle TZ there meant that Falcons had to let go of the control that they had topside. They were already eyeing pushing out Shizu and taking down that tower. It ended up becoming a massive loss for Falcons. Now AP Bren has more control in the map. Genius Wand already for this Kagura. No wonder it's so easy for him to melt down any of the squishy backliners on the side of Falcons.
And to be able to spot out a Yisin Shin from those rows of frontliners here for Team Falcons says a huge lot from the experience here for Aqua. And now focusing on the Team Falcons, feels like they're just waiting or sitting ducks here for AP Bren because all they have to do is somehow go for the counterattacks. We're just not seeing yet of that instant burst here for Team Falcons.
This is tough too because now Kyle TZ's, a little bit behind James Panks. He was about 2 levels behind, but he's slowly kind of catching up, trying to keep that gap from building. And they even just continue to put pressure on his side of the jungle. So it's AP Bren finding a lot of these little windows, a lot of these little moments across the map that it seems like Team Falcons is really trying to catch up to.
Yep.
So they're going to lose this tier 1 as AP Bren takes that bottom one up. And now third turtle up. There's a Tsunami Slam. It's Xnova again. Pops the vengeance. They're going to force the fight anyway. Lord JM jumps in. Turtle already secured for AP Bren. Can they win the fight? They already pop out the Brilliance. Kyle TZ on the run. They're still fighting it out. First falls. Another does as well. 2 fall for Team Falcons. Xnova has sacrificed himself. But it's all for the cause for AP Bren.
And now they see the consequence of letting go 3 straight turtles onto James Panks.
Double vengeance. And this is why this Yisun Shin pick is risky when there's a Uranus option open for the other team. And why I'm questioning as to why the Gatot Kacha was not banned by Falcons. But now they're just going to have to find a way to recover because AP Bren, they are playing this. Honestly, not gonna lie, they're making this look so easy now because they realize, wait, as long as our vengeance is up, even if it's just Xnova, there's barely anything that Falcons can do to take down both Lord JM and Xnova fast enough that Shizu, Aqua, and James Panks don't have time to follow up. Despite us questioning if how well James Panks can do in this game, we did pose a possibility that we'll just see a very good game from him, and so far he's deathless. 4-0-2.
Yeah, simple enough. And that's a very good execution here for AP Bren. Sticking their grounds here onto the double vengeance play. Team Falcons, on the other hand, is kind of struggling. It's kind of depressing knowing that you have veteran players here, but still they're falling onto the basic fundamentals, onto trying to limit the heroes that will potentially counter you, especially with the Gatot Kacha being open onto the hands of Xnova.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling something. And it's not a smiley face. Ogun?
Ogun.
What is he going to do? Did he just conceal to get out?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think that was an escape. And if ever there was a side of a member from AP Bren that was just a little bit off position, he could have Tsunami slammed them.
Yep.
This is rough.
Okay, let's go back to the start here for Team Falcons. We know they're kind of struggling here. Not kind of, they are struggling here for Game 3. But still, what are certain conditions that could be made so they could get the opening that they want here for Furz and Ogwan?
Well, if they can somehow get James Panks first, that could be one of their best options. Aqua isn't going to be that easy to get, but we did see yesterday that that was one of the reasons why Omega lost is because Haji just got suddenly picked off. Aqua's positioning has been really great though.
Okay.
I think they want to force this. They're zoned off, though. Shocker going to be used. They're going to go in anyway.
Oh, no.
Aqua jumps in with the yin yang overturn. Lord already secured, though. James Panks get it. They could just disengage. A whole lot thrown, but they're fine. AP Bren gets the objective. Oh, there's a Tsunami Slam that's going to come down into the AOG, forcing the fight. Ogwin could be in trouble. X-Nova pops the Vengeance. He's got to run. James Panks went back and he's like, guys, we're fighting. What's going on?
Okay, that was a huge slip up there by AP Brand that they decided to commit that, but good thing Ferds was able to get the curtain call off just in time to make sure Falcons will be able to recover with some kills. AP Brand do still have a significant lead though that Falcons desperately need to break through, and that win in that team fight came more from an AP Brand mistake than a Falcons initiation. Yes, it was a Tsunami Slam that started things off, but it ended up becoming a bigger win because AP Brand slipped up.
And that is something that you wouldn't want to depend on. Like waiting for errors here for AP Brand. And for Team Falcons, they need to be more proactive. I do like the fact that a perfect Vengeance play here for Ferds, especially with the curtain call, was highlighted onto AP Brand. But so far for AP Brand, little adjustments must be made, especially onto overstaying their welcome here on the bottom side of the map. They already got the Lord, but so far there were untold overextensions here for their position, and now their position will be revealed with the Mountain Shocker. There's a wave clear here for Team Falcons, so AP Brand won't be able to push off the map.
They basically didn't get anything. You know, off the Lord that they got. Team Falcons, their wave clear is going to be pretty good, despite even being down for 5,000 gold earlier. They're still relatively okay to clear up the lanes and keep things together. It's just, it might be AP Brand deciding to just go and start a fight. Now, if Ogwin decides to Tsunami Slam someone, they just gotta hope they can find the right targets here. They're gonna go for it anyway. Feathered Airstrike drop down, and he'll go ahead and back off. So essentially what we gotta wait for is that next Lord to come up in about a minute.
Okay, that's a good thing for AP Brand, still respecting the damage out of Ferds CC.
You know what's tough here? I think Falcons did all of that to try and force a Vengeance to get popped, but Lord GM and X-Nova, they did not budge. None of them used it.
Oh no. They're already gonna drop down the Zaman Force too. Shizu trying to do work. It's Ogwin though, he's tanky enough. They're just trying to get this orange buff maybe, but they might force a fight. A Mount Shocker forces the flicker out from Aqua, but Few goes down. Few is gone. He should be up for the next Lord, but man, that was not the plan they wanted.
But still, they were able to get Few out of all the people here. Few with a flicker, and Few with a wings by wings. And for AP Brand, they could still get another pick if ever, because we're seeing Team Falcons still struggling to spread all over here in the map.
Oh man, Few getting taken out there was a surprise to me. I'm honestly watching the replay. As we're looking at the game right now, and we're looking at the items, massive lead here for the Suyo. It was a last-ditch effort umbrella toss by Aqua that got him. Aqua just legit just threw that out as Few wanted to close the gap, and it was just unfortunate that the flicker forward meant that Few was in the path of the yin-yang overturn. And now let's see if Falcons will be able to crawl back here, because at this point it's really starting to look like an AP Brand game and an AP Brand series.
Unless they catch the right target, they're going to be able to find Lord JM. He's gone. X-Nova jumps on in first, taking the brunt of the damage under the Zaman Force. He's got to revive the team. Feathered Airstrike come down. Aqua goes in on the backside. Is that the connection he was looking for? He'll back off, but Ogwin is gone. Kyle TZ to follow. A double kill, but here's James Panks going for the triple. He's going to run down Super Marco. He'll shut him down, and they'll wipe out Team Falcons.
And this might be it, as AP Brand marches forward onto the top lane, and Team Falcons just waiting for another batch of minions.
And that's it. AP Brand are going to be the ones to end their lose streak here, offer a decisive fight as they win the series 2-1.
And that's how you close off